Welcome to Dynamic Speaking, 9 Secrets to Powerful Voice Modulation. Did you know that how you say something can be more important than what you say? Research shows that 38% of communication is through tone of voice. Even more surprising, 55% is body language, and only 7% is actual words. Shocking, right? Great speakers aren't born, they are made. Think about Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey. They weren't always dynamic speakers, but they learned the skills. You can too. Studies reveal that 74% of people have speech anxiety. Yet, with the right techniques, anyone can become a confident speaker. Imagine captivating an audience from your first word. Picture them hanging on to every syllable. This book will show you how to do just that. We will explore 9 secrets that will transform your voice. These are not the usual tips. We will dive into unique strategies backed by science and expert advice. In this journey, you will learn to master your baseline, connect through tone, and use strategic pauses. You will discover how pitch, volume, and vocal variety can elevate your message. We will also cover clarity and articulation, bringing passion to your words, and advanced techniques to stand out. By the end, you will have the tools to speak with power and confidence. Ready to unlock your vocal potential? Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Authority: Mastering Your Baseline. Welcome to the first step in becoming a dynamic speaker. Mastering your baseline is crucial. This is the foundation of your voice. Your baseline is how you sound when you're not trying to change your voice. Did you know that a strong baseline can make you sound more confident? Studies show that speakers with lower, steady voices are often seen as more trustworthy. So, how do you find your baseline? Start by recording yourself reading a simple passage. Listen for your natural pitch and tone. Next, practice speaking from your diaphragm. This gives your voice more power. Stand up straight, take a deep breath, and speak. Feel your stomach move, not just your chest. This technique helps you project your voice without straining it. It's also important to slow down. Speaking too quickly can make you seem nervous. A study by the University of Michigan found that people who speak at a moderate pace are perceived as more knowledgeable. So, take your time. Pause between sentences to let your words sink in. Another tip is to keep your head level. Tilting your head up or down can affect your voice quality. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. This position helps your voice come out strong and clear. Chapter 2: Emotional Resonance: Connecting Through Tone. Let's move on to emotional resonance. This is all about using your tone to connect with your audience. Your tone conveys your feelings. It's how you show excitement, sadness, or urgency. Did you know that people are more likely to remember what you say if they feel an emotional connection? A study by the Journal of Consumer Research found that emotional engagement boosts memory retention. So, varying your tone is key. Start by identifying the emotions you want to convey. Are you sharing an inspiring story? Use a warm, enthusiastic tone. Are you delivering bad news? A softer, more somber tone might be appropriate. Practice changing your tone by reading aloud. Choose a passage and read it in different tones. Notice how the meaning changes with each tone. This exercise helps you become more aware of your vocal range. Pay attention to your audience's reactions. Are they leaning in? Nodding? These are signs that your tone is resonating with them. If they look confused or bored, try changing your tone to re-engage them. Another tip is to use tone to emphasize key points. Raise your voice slightly on important words. This draws your audience's attention. For example, this one thing can change everything. Remember, your tone should match your message. If you're excited, let your voice show it. If you're serious, keep your tone steady and firm. Consistency between your message and tone builds trust with your audience. Chapter 3: Pacing for Impact: The Art of Strategic Pauses. Now, let's talk about pacing. This is the speed at which you speak. Pacing includes how you use pauses. Strategic pauses can make your speech more impactful. Did you know that the average person speaks at about 150 words per minute? However, great speakers often vary their pace to keep the audience engaged. According to speech expert Lisa B. Marshall, changing your pace can emphasize your points and keep listeners interested. Start by identifying key points in your speech. These are the moments where you want your audience to pay extra attention. Slow down when you reach these points. This gives your audience time to absorb the information. Use pauses to your advantage. A well-timed pause can create suspense. It can also give your audience time to think. For example, imagine a world where everything is possible. The pause makes the statement more powerful. Practice pausing by reading aloud and inserting breaks between sentences. Notice how the pauses make your speech feel more dynamic. They can also help you catch your breath and stay calm. Another tip is to match your pace with the mood of your speech. Speaking quickly can convey excitement or urgency. Speaking slowly can make your message seem more serious. Adjust your pace to fit the emotion you want to convey. Lastly, be mindful of your audience. If they seem restless, try picking up the pace. If they look confused, slow down and explain your points more clearly. Your pacing should adapt to keep your audience engaged. Chapter 4: The Power of Pitch. Elevate your message. Let's dive into the power of pitch. Pitch is the highness or lowness of your voice. Varying your pitch keeps your audience engaged. It adds color to your speech. Did you know that people remember information better when it's delivered with varied pitch? A study by UCLA found that pitch variation can improve information retention. So, don't be afraid to play with your pitch. Start by identifying your natural pitch range. Record yourself speaking and listen. Notice the highest and lowest points of your voice. Practice moving between these points smoothly. Next, use pitch to emphasize key points. For example, raise your pitch when you ask a question. Do you know what this means? The higher pitch signals curiosity and engages your audience. Lower your pitch to convey seriousness. For example, this is crucial. The lower pitch adds weight to your statement. It makes your message more impactful. Try to avoid a monotone delivery. This can make your speech boring. Instead, think of your pitch as a roller coaster. It should have ups and downs. This keeps your audience interested. Another tip is to match your pitch with your emotions. Excited? Let your pitch rise. Calm? Keep it steady. This alignment makes your speech feel more authentic. Finally, practice pitch exercises. Sing scales or read aloud, varying your pitch. These exercises expand your vocal range and improve your control. Over time, you'll become more comfortable using pitch variations in your speech. Chapter 5: Dynamic Volume Control. Command attention. Now, let's talk about volume control. Volume is the loudness of your voice. Controlling your volume helps you command attention and convey emotions. Did you know that using varying volumes can make your speech more persuasive? Research by the University of Kansas found that speakers who vary their volume are seen as more dynamic and convincing. So, volume matters. Start by finding your comfortable speaking volume. This is your default level. It's loud enough to be heard, but not too loud. Practice speaking at this level. Next, use louder volumes to highlight key points. For example, this is important. The increased volume signals importance. It grabs your audience's attention. Use softer volumes to create intimacy. For example, let me tell you a secret. The softer volume makes your audience lean in. It creates a sense of closeness. Avoid speaking too loudly for too long. This can strain your voice and annoy your audience. Instead, vary your volume to keep things interesting. Think of your volume as a spotlight. Use it to highlight key moments. Another tip is to practice breath control. Deep breaths give you the power to project your voice. Practice breathing from your diaphragm. This helps you control your volume without straining. Finally, pay attention to your environment. In a large room, you may need to speak louder. In a small room, a softer voice might be better. Adjust your volume to fit the space. Chapter 6: Vocal Variety. Keeping it fresh and engaging. Let's explore vocal variety. This is the mix of pitch, volume, and pace in your speech. Vocal variety keeps your audience engaged and makes your message more memorable. Did you know that vocal variety can make you a more effective speaker? A study by the University of Illinois found that speakers with high vocal variety are seen as more engaging and competent. So, mix it up. Start by practicing all the elements we've discussed: pitch, volume, and pace. Record yourself and listen. Notice how changes in these elements affect your speech. Use vocal variety to emphasize key points. For example, this is crucial. Raise your pitch on crucial and speak louder. This combination makes the words stand out. Vary your pace to match the mood. For example, speed up when telling an exciting story. Slow down when explaining a complex idea. This keeps your audience on their toes. Combine pitch and volume for dramatic effect. For example, imagine a world where everything is possible. Start with a soft, low pitch and gradually increase both pitch and volume. This creates a sense of build-up. Avoid falling into a pattern. If you always vary your voice in the same way, it can become predictable. Mix things up to keep your audience guessing. Finally, practice regularly. Read aloud and experiment with different combinations of pitch, volume, and pace. Over time, you'll become more comfortable using vocal variety naturally in your speech. Chapter 7: Articulation. Excellence, Clarity and Precision. Welcome back. Let's dive into articulation. Clear speech is crucial for getting your message across. Poor articulation can make your speech hard to understand. Clear articulation, on the other hand, makes you sound polished and professional. Did you know that clear speakers are often perceived as more intelligent? A study from Princeton University found that clear articulation positively influences how others perceive your intelligence and competence. So, clarity is key. Start with mouth exercises. Stretch your mouth wide, then pucker your lips. Repeat this several times. It helps loosen up your muscles for better articulation. Practice tongue twisters. Phrases like, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, are great for improving clarity. Start slow, then gradually increase your speed. Focus on enunciating each syllable. Don't rush. For instance, instead of saying, gonna, say, going to. Clear enunciation makes a big difference in how well your audience understands you. Another tip is to slow down. Speaking too quickly can make your words blur together. Take your time. Pause between sentences to give your audience a chance to digest your words. Record yourself and listen. Pay attention to any words that are unclear. Practice these words until you can say them clearly. Use a mirror. Watch how your mouth moves. Proper mouth movement helps with clear articulation. Make sure your lips and tongue are forming the words correctly. Lastly, hydrate. A dry mouth can make it difficult to articulate clearly. Drink water before and during your speech to keep your mouth moist. Chapter 8, Energy and Enthusiasm, bringing passion to your words. Next up is bringing energy and enthusiasm to your speech. Your energy level can make or break your presentation. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you're passionate, your audience will be too. Did you know that enthusiastic speakers are more persuasive? A study by Harvard Business Review found that speakers who show enthusiasm are seen as more persuasive and credible. So, let your passion shine. Start by choosing topics you're passionate about. It's easier to be enthusiastic when you care about the subject. Your passion will naturally come through in your voice. Use gestures to express your energy. Gestures add visual interest and help convey your enthusiasm. Practice using your hands to emphasize points and add dynamism to your speech. Smile while you speak. Smiling can actually make your voice sound more energetic and positive. Plus, it makes you feel more confident and approachable. Vary your pitch and pace to reflect your enthusiasm. Speak faster and with a higher pitch when you're excited. Slow down and lower your pitch when you're serious. This variation keeps your audience engaged. Make eye contact with your audience. Eye contact builds a connection and shows that you're engaged and passionate. It also helps you gauge their reactions and adjust your energy level accordingly. Use stories to convey your enthusiasm. Personal stories are a great way to show your passion. They make your speech more relatable and engaging. Lastly, practice. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll be. Your confidence will grow, and your enthusiasm will naturally increase. Chapter 9, Advanced Modulation Techniques from Good to Great. Let's finish with advanced modulation techniques. These are the skills that will take your speaking from good to great. Mastering these techniques will make you a standout speaker. Did you know that advanced speakers often use a wider range of vocal techniques? According to communications expert Carmine Gallo, great speakers use a combination of pitch, pace, volume, and pauses to keep their audience engaged. So, mastering these techniques is key. Start with vocal exercises. Humming and lip trills are great for warming up your voice. They help improve your vocal range and control. Practice breathing exercises. Deep breathing from your diaphragm gives you better control over your voice. It helps you project and modulate your volume more effectively. Experiment with emphasis. Try emphasizing different words in a sentence to see how it changes the meaning. For example, I didn't say he stole the money can have 7 different meanings depending on which word you emphasize. Use vocal dynamics. This means varying your pitch, volume, and pace throughout your speech. Dynamic speakers keep their audience engaged by constantly changing their vocal delivery. Incorporate pauses strategically. Pauses can create suspense, emphasize points, and give your audience time to absorb information. Practice using pauses effectively in your speech. Pay attention to your audience's feedback. Are they engaged? Are they reacting positively? Use their feedback to adjust your vocal modulation in real time. Finally, study great speakers. Watch TED Talks or speeches by well-known speakers. Pay attention to their vocal techniques and try to incorporate them into your own speaking.